Hey there. Sorry, I got this new nifty little microphone and I'm just trying to get it adjusted. Thank you for joining me. Today I wanted to talk about network marketing as a whole. So I am totally into this space. I follow crazy amounts of people on Instagram, on Facebook, and I watch so I can see exactly what is going on, what people are doing these days, what's new, what seems to be working, what's not working. And I'm fascinated by the whole network marketing industry because it's highly saturated. So if you've been in network marketing, you probably already know this. And if you are exploring the space, you also know that it's saturated and full of people who are doing a really great job at it and people are doing a really poor job at it. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about that today. So if you don't know me already, my name is Reagan Erickson. I am a brand strategist, specifically working with female entrepreneurs who have an existing business. We take that network marketing business and convert it into a thriving personal brand. And so when I was thinking today about this topic, I was thinking about how easy it is. Like, there are no barriers to entry to get into the network marketing business. You really have to pay for the product. So maybe a couple $100 at most. In most cases, let me just say that, in most cases, a couple $100 to get in. And then they give you all of the tools, they put you on a team, and here you go, and go out and do this, which is great, and it's fine. But if you don't have any experience in business, if you've never been an entrepreneur before, if you've never done sales before, or marketed yourself before, or been online and understood tools like MailChimp or even Facebook on how to use these things, then it can be extremely overwhelming, extremely challenging, and the turnaround can be super quick. In fact, I'm sure there's statistics out there. I am going to research that because I'm curious what they are. Because it sounds so great, right? I'm going to bring a supplemental income into my family, or I'm going to do this. I can work from home and still raise my kids. I mean, the whole sales pitch of joining a network marketing company is very intriguing. So it makes sense that a lot of people get into it. So what I was saying, though, is that you can really tell the people who have figured it out and owned it and the people who are really struggling. And some of the people who are struggling are doing these three things that are very easy to fix. So I wanted to just talk about those today. So the first one is that they are putting the brand first instead of themselves. So they might be taking pictures that they get from corporate and just post them to their Instagram and talk about the details of the product. So if they don't know already how to communicate using story and using personal experience, and if you just don't know what to do, your first inclination is always just to go and do what the company is telling you to do. Their scripts even, right? Which I'm going to save that for a whole nother topic. I'm pretty opinionated about it, not a huge fan. So we'll get back to scripts in a minute. But what happens when you put the company first and when you're pushing the products first, you end up talking just about the details. So for instance, if I was selling a shake, I might have put all of the ingredients in the shake and explain what the ingredients are. It's boring. And you're not selling to me based on an emotional response. And if your ideal client is a woman, you lost me. You completely lost me. The way that you sell to me is by the benefits. I want to know what I am going to experience when I use your product. What feeling am I going to have? Am I going to be elated because I finally got into that bikini that I've been wanting to get in for so long? Am I going to be full of joy because I'm going to show up to my high school reunion rocking a size 6 body? Well, I don't know, whatever the case is, but you can touch your client by promoting the benefits of the product instead of the details. So I like this analogy of if I was a travel agent and you called me and said, I want to go to Hawaii. Where should I go? And I spent, how would I spend my time selling you? Would I be talking about the type of leather that they use in the airplane that you're going to be traveling across the Pacific Ocean in? No. I'm going to be talking about the hikes, the waterfalls, the helicopters, the whales, the waves, the hotels, the food, the people, the whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm selling the benefits. I'm selling the destination. I am not selling the mode of transportation. So think about that. Number 2, and I kind of already talked about this, your benefits are boring. I'm sorry to say that, but they are boring. If you're saying things like you're going to lose weight, if you're saying things like you're going to look younger, if you're saying things like you're going to have more energy, it doesn't work. It's too generic, it's too plain Jane, it's too boring. What you need to do instead is cut through all of that crap with feeling. So when you talk about the benefits, you're going to say, wouldn't you love to feel this way? You can pose it as a question, or you can say something about the feeling. So joy, elation, that feeling of losing weight and feeling like you're in control of your body, that feeling of waking up in the morning and not having crow's feet and feel like you just got hit by a truck in the middle of the night. Those are feelings that people, especially me, can relate to. I would love to wake up in the morning and not look like I got hit by a truck. I would love that. And so you need to use that in your language and in your messaging and in your photos and in your pictures of yourself. You need to use that. Don't post pictures of your shakes. Don't post pictures of the bottles of your product. I see that everywhere, and so is everyone else. Really, I'm seeing those corporate photos everywhere, and I go right on by. Number 3, your message is too generic. And what I mean by this is that the more customized your message is, the easier it is for me to say, oh my gosh, this is totally for me. And what I mean by customize, some of you are not going to like this. I mean, you are going to have to dig deep and talk about personal stories that might be uncomfortable or scary for you to share. But the thing is when you start talking about these things, you're starting to make connections. Connections is what it's all about. When somebody connects with you, they're going to trust you. When you say something that resonates with them, they're going to want to hear more. I follow this one woman where every single morning, I am not kidding, every single morning, oh my God, I'm such a nerd, I sit around waiting for her email. And I'm not kidding. I know I'm not kidding. She gives me such good content that is free every single morning that I look forward to it. I mean, I'm not sitting there going, come on, email. But when I get it, I read it, every word of it, and I expect it. And I'm excited to get it. So anyway, she is very, 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 very on point with her message. It is not generic at all. She has strong polarity in her message where she's very opinionated and she speaks her voice, and some people really don't like her, and I really like her. So out of everybody that I follow, oh my God, do you know how many mentors there are out there in my space? Out of all of the people that I follow, I like her because her message isn't boring. It's entertaining. It hits me in my soul. I mean, I'm moved by what she says. Another example is I have this gal that I follow on Instagram, and she posts all of these workout videos and shares a lot of her personal stories, but her personal stories always stop at the climax. And she doesn't do it on purpose. She does it because she's scared. She does it because she's not quite willing yet to let it all out there. She's not quite willing yet to show all of her cards. And because of that fear, it's coming across. It's kind of obvious, actually. And it leaves me wanting, which isn't a feeling that you want your folks to have. You want your folks to be happy and satisfied and fulfilled, and they want to be inspired. Instead, I go, gosh darn it, what is it? Like, what's the story that you're talking about? Why won't you tell me? And it leaves me questioning. So think about that. How can you create your message that is not generic, but more on point? And what stories, what life experiences have you encountered, have you been through that you can share that you know is going to impact somebody? Because think about this girl. Could you imagine if she were to break through this block that she has and get over her fear, how many people she could impact? I know that she deals with some heavy stuff. I know it. And if she were to share that heavy stuff, like, I get emotional just thinking about it. She's going to touch so many people. She's there. I'm going to let her do it on her own time. And you don't want to push somebody who's not ready yet. And that's another key. Don't talk about something that you are still raw with. So don't hint towards it. Don't talk about it. If you are going to become emotional on live video about it, I'd probably hold off until you have a little bit more closure with that particular situation. Just a little bit of advice. You don't have to take it, but I just think that maybe it will help. So anyway, those are my 3 tips. Again, don't lead with too many details. Instead, lead with benefits. 80% benefits, 20% details. Second thing is, stop the boring benefits. Change it up by expressing emotion. What feeling am I going to have when I work with you or when I use your product? And then finally, let's make the message that you are talking about spicy. Let's have it have energy. Let it have fun. Let it have impact. Emotion. Pull emotion out of me, because that is only going to result in impact. And impact establishes rapport. Rapport is trust. Trust leads to sales. Right? So that's my message for you today. I get really into this. If you enjoyed this video, if it touched you, if you think somebody else could benefit from it, can you please tag them below in the comments? I would super duper appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.